Here's the syllabus for Math 14, Section 5030 for the fall 2021. The catalog description of this course is an introduction to descriptive and inferential statistics. Students learn how to use measures of central tendency and dispersion among population samples to draw inferences about a population and to compare two or more populations. Discrete and continuous probability density distributions are analyzed, including the binomial normal student t, chi-squared, and f distributions. Confidence intervals for population means, proportions, and variance are determined. Additional topics include regression and correlation analysis and techniques of hypothesis testing, including analysis of variance, which is also abbreviated as ANOVA. The course includes application of technology for statistical analysis and the interpretation of the relevance of statistical findings. Applications use data from disciplines that include business, social sciences, psychology, life science, health science, and education. There's your prerequisite for this course. The credit is for 4 units. The time, day, and the room of the class meeting is online. It's asynchronous, so the location is also online. I am your instructor. My name is Anthony Siciliano. There is my email address. My room office is in 212 on campus, and there's my telephone and extension number. Below here, you will find the student office hours, which is also, all this information will be located on Canvas, and the instructor contact information. So there's my office hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Zoom. On Tuesday and Thursday evenings, I will be on campus for office hours since I have an evening class at that time. And then below here is the meeting ID, which is the Confer Zoom link. You will be able to find this link and it also in the instructor contact information. Now, student office hours are for your benefit to help you succeed in the course. Office hours are for you, the student, not for me, as I am available at those times not only to discuss the course, but any questions you have about math courses at the college, your field of study, your transfer plans, and career paths. The best way to reach me is email, and it must be your student email account. Always include your name in the course. All email contact between students and instructors must be conducted using the student and instructor's CMC email accounts. For students, this is accessible via the My CMC portal on the CMC website. Any student email received by faculty from another email account cannot be responded to other than to remind a student to use their school email account. Please also keep in mind that grades cannot be distributed by phone, public posting, public announcement, or by email. Textbook. Because an electronic version of the textbook is available in my Stat Lab, you do not have to purchase a textbook unless you choose to do so. What is required is an access code for my Stat Lab with online text. Sullivan-Woodbury Interactive Statistics, Informed Decisions Using Data, 2nd edition. It's available in a CMC bookstore, or you can find it online in a My Stat Lab website. There's also a guided notebook to accompany the interactive statistics. It's available for free and it's downloadable on Canvas. Class participation. Optimal learning requires student participation in the online classroom as appropriate to the classroom activity. Participation includes such actions as responding to questions posed, actively contributing to a group discussion, and completion of assignments. The instructor will attempt to ensure all students have opportunities to express ideas, contribute to discussions, and receive additional information and clarification as needed. Instructor communication, information participation, guidelines, and feedback policy. Students are encouraged to send an email anytime 24/7, call my office, or leave voice messages. If I am going to be away for an extended period and know in advance, I will let you all know in the announcements section of our course in Canvas. However, my policy is that I usually respond within 12 to 24 hours except on weekends. Each week I will provide grades or scores and comments on assignments within 4 to 6 days of when they were submitted. After I send feedback each week, you will receive notification through your email or in a classroom announcement that feedback has been sent. Check grades for your feedback scores. As your instructor for this course, my goal is to facilitate your learning, answer questions, and encourage your participation. I'll respond in a timely manner and on a consistent basis. I will provide feedback in discussion forums, chats, and in the Q&A section of each unit you may want to discuss. I'll provide feedback on posts, responses, and assignments as appropriate in between 12 to 24 hours, again except on weekends. Okay, there's some examples of feedback responses, so you can go ahead and look at that when you're going through the syllabus. Next thing we'll talk about is grading. Your grade in this class will be determined as follows. You have interactive reading and homework assignments, which are worth 20% of your grade. You have 2 projects, which are worth 20% of your grade. You have 7 quizzes, which are worth 40% of your grade. And you have a final exam, which are parts 1 and 2, which is worth 20% of your grade. And then there below you have the grading scale. Attendance. Now, all students are expected to log in and complete some work at least once a week. Each week without work is considered absent from 2 class meetings. A student who adds a class or registers after the first day of classes is counted absent from all weeks missed. In the effort to promote student success, CMC has approved the implementation of an instructor-initiated drop policy. When a student has been absent from classes to such an extent that his or her success is at risk, the instructor has the option of dropping the student. If a student has missed 12.5%, 5 classes or 2.5 weeks of the semester without notifying the instructor with a satisfactory explanation, the student may be dropped by the instructor. This calculation includes absences occurring during add and drop period. As a result, you will negatively impact your group mates' grades if you fail to fully participate in each group discussion in a timely manner. Less than full participation in this course is extremely disruptive to the online learning model. So I reserve the right to drop you if you do not complete the online orientation assignment by earning 100% on that. You will have as many attempts as you need. Number 2, you fail to make any progress for 4 or more consecutive days, including weekends. 3, you do not fully participate in 3 or more group discussions. 4, you fail to take the final exam of scheduling class. Per the college's attendance policy, faculty has the right to develop a more stringent policy as well. Students who do not attend or participate in class by the deadline to drop for tuition refund may be deleted from the course. In this class, we function as a team, teaching and learning together in small groups that are organized from one module to the next. However, if you quit participating in this class, you should not assume that I would drop you. Should you choose to drop, ultimately it is your responsibility to officially withdraw. Now going back to number 3, it says you do not fully participate in 3 or more group discussions. Now these group discussions could either be assigned or not. Currently we do not have any, and I don't foresee that happening unless there are. And if there is, I will then send an announcement in regards to a group discussion. Statcrunch. We will be using the data analysis package Statcrunch in this course. Statcrunch is an online data analysis tool and much more. Statcrunch is included in your subscription when you purchase the access code for My Stat Lab. You will be able to access Statcrunch with your assignments. So it'll be listed in My Stat Lab in the tab, and you'll be able to access Statcrunch. Some other materials. An online statistical calculator will be an optional tool for this course. As schools transition to remote learning, Texas Instruments, the company that makes the TI-84 graphing calculators used in class, is pleased to offer all students and teachers free 6-month software licenses for the TI Smart View CE emulator software for the TI-84 Plus graphing family. Video instructions are available on Canvas. Only devices that are specifically math calculators will be allowed for quizzes. Course grading and information. This is an asynchronous course, which means you will complete your coursework online and on your own schedule, but by the required deadline provided. This course is delivered through an online course management system called My Stat Lab. Registration for My Stat Lab is required on the first day. There is an option of signing up for a 14-day temporary passcode. Within My Stat Lab, there is the online and interactive e-text. Since the website does not have a physical textbook to access, I have provided an online text in the PDF format located in the modules on Canvas. Each chapter of the text that we are going to study has 3 parts described below. Registration and video instructions are located on Canvas. The assignments are graded automatically by the website and synced to Canvas. For part 1 of your assignments, you have interactive reading assignment. This is like if you were taking notes in class and watching a lecture. It's called IRA for short. The IRA is where the course content is delivered to you via reading assignments, video presentation examples, also with video solutions, interactive activities, and assessment questions. You earn points by watching videos and completing the activities. You begin each section by working through the IRA and filling in the guided notebook, which you'll see below. Some of the IRA's examples will have multiple video solutions. In this case, you should watch the Statcrunch and or TI-8384 plus video solutions. Now, I highly recommend you use the guided notebook as you watch these interactive reading assignments. It's a great way to take notes and fill in as you're going through each chapter. The nice thing about that is you can always go back and look at the information of the notes that you've completed. Again, I highly recommend that you do that. Next, part 2. Once you've completed the interactive reading assignment, then you would move on to the homework, the section homework. Upon completion of the section's IRA, you should jump to the section's homework. For example, in Chapter 1, you should begin with Section 1.1 by reading the IRA first, and then proceed to the 1.1 homework. To move from the IRA in a section to the online homework for the section, you must get at least 70% on the IRA interactive reading assignment for that section. In other words, for example, to do the online homework for Section 1.1, you must receive at least 70% for the IRA for Section 1.1. Problems can be worked on until a correct answer is obtained. So I have all the videos for the interactive reading assignments and homework assignments that I've created for you to watch. So if you have any questions and you're not completing that to get a 70%, I would highly recommend that you look at that first. And then part 3, the end of a chapter review quiz. Each week you have a quiz on the sections covered for that week. Now all assignments above, parts 1, 2, and 3, are located on my stat lab and are due at the end of each week. Please review the late penalty policy further below in the syllabus. Projects. You are required to do 2 applied real-world data analysis projects. The first project is a data analysis comparison report where you collect, analyze, and compare 2 quantitative data sets. The final project will be to collect and analyze data and perform a research hypothesis test to answer an important question about the world around us. For both projects, you will make PowerPoint slides to explain your results and findings. See the tentative schedule for the due dates. Description of each project are in the models on Canvas. And there's your project deadlines for when they're due. Quizzes and final exam. There will be 7 online quizzes plus a comprehensive final exam part 1 and 2. There are 2 parts to the mandatory final exam. Final exam part 1 is a 5-question exam placed on Canvas as a downloadable file. Final exam part 2 will be located on my stat lab. Passwords for the quizzes and final exam are in the outline of each week located on Canvas. The final exam can replace your lowest quiz score using the following approach. It is my policy to replace a student's lowest quiz grade with the final exam at the end of the course. For this reason, I do not give makeup quizzes. A missed quiz will be recorded as a 0 and then replaced accordingly at the end of the semester. Missing the final will also result in a 0, and I do not drop this grade. The instructor has the right to adjust this policy under special circumstances. Please make note, there are no extensions for quizzes or final exams and no exemptions. Online quizzes deadlines. Here's your quizzes deadlines. You can see what that is. Again, the passwords are located in the outline of each module located on Canvas. And then there's your final exam deadlines. Okay, now all these assignments have due dates, late penalties, and technical difficulties. All interactive homework, quizzes, review assignments, and projects have the following late penalty policy. Students submitting work for course assignments after the due date are subject to a penalty of 5% of these points possible for the assignment per day, for each day passing after the due date. For example, submissions posted after the due date within 24 hours of the date the assignment is due will be penalized 5% of the potential value of the assignment. Submissions posted between 24 and 48 hours after the due date may be penalized up to 10%, and etc. Due dates will not be extended because of technical difficulties. The deadlines on these assignments are not extended, and you must make plans to complete these. Due dates for online assignments are clearly stated in my stat lab. Each week, you are sent out a weekly outline. So as you see the weekly outline, I would highly recommend that you complete those particular assignments for that day to stay on top of the course. This being an 8-week course, you want to make sure you stay on top of the material. Homework, study tips, homework videos. Guided notebook. This is an activity manual located on Canvas that you can access, download, and print. This is a place where you can take notes on the information given in the interactive reading assignment lectures by filling in all the information from the slides in a notebook. This will be a valuable resource for you as you work through the online homework assignment for each section, as well as the quizzes and tests over the corresponding material. Pay close attention to the homework videos located on Canvas. This will be helpful to you as you move along with your homework assignments. Student learning outcomes. Upon successful completion of the class, the student will be able to describe, graph, calculate, and analyze statistical quantities and concepts including data types, levels of measurement, sampling strategies, frequency distributions, parameters, and descriptive statistics. Determine the probability of an event. Use various distributions to estimate parameters for populations using samples and formulate and test hypotheses including ANOVA, and analyze and make predictions for paired data using the linear correlation coefficient, linear regression, standard error, prediction interval, explained variation, unexplained variation, and total variation. These outcomes will be assessed by questions on the quizzes, possible exams, and final exam. Students with disabilities access. Students with disabilities, whether physical, learning, or psychological, who may need academic support in the classroom are encouraged to contact Access as soon as possible to ensure that appropriate accommodations and/or services are implemented. Further information about this program may be found on the Copper Mountain College website and in the Office of Student Services at the Access counter. Please visit the CMC's website or for more information or call that particular number. Military-friendly statement. Veterans and active duty military personnel with special circumstances, e.g. upcoming employments, drill requirements, disabilities, are welcomed and encouraged to communicate these in advance, if possible, to the instructor. Equal opportunity statement. Copper Mountain College is committed to equal employment opportunity for all persons and to provide educational and employment opportunities free from discrimination based on ethnic group identification, national origin, religion, age, veteran status, sex, race, color, ancestry, sexual orientation, or physical or mental favors, and other physical or verbal conduct or communication constituting sexual harassment. Disclaimer. Changes in curriculum, grading standards, and other requirements could change as necessary. It is the student's responsibility to know and understand all policies, procedures, and requirements for Copper Mountain College and in this class. Any concerns should be directed to your instructor, the appropriate department chair, or college administrator in that order. Information in this syllabus is subject to change. Any important changes will be announced in class, and you will be provided with an updated syllabus. Down below, you will see the tentative schedule. This is what you want to make sure that you take a look at. It's also on Canvas in the course scheduling. This course schedule may change at the discretion of the instructor. However, students will be notified in writing when any changes and additions are made to the schedule. You can see here's the first week. Here is the information. Here are the sections that we're covering. You can see what is due. The orientation assignment is due on October 20th. There's the time it's due. Introduction discussion is also due at the end of this week. You have quiz number 1, which is due at the end of this week as well. And you'll see that it'll be the same for each particular week. So again, please make sure you look at this schedule so that you know what sections you need to cover. And then below here, you can read this on your own time, which is the online classroom communication. This is the netiquette ground rules for online discussions. So that's another important thing to read through. And then below that, you will also have extra tips. And then there's also a statement on plagiarism and academic misconduct. So please make sure you read through that. And then at the very end, you will see the content that's going to be covered in this class. And so that concludes the syllabus.